Yo, what's going on, guys? AKA TeeChurch, back bringing you guys a VOD review session video. Here I was working with my friend Tom Don't Miss in this recent solo cash cup. A lot of what we wound up focusing on during this VOD review session wound up being positioning uh, early on into in-game to look for easy refreshes to keep our material levels up throughout the course of the in-game, so that once we get into the late game scenarios, we're able to make the proper plays that we want to make to be able to win games. So Tom finished on 97 points, made it to every single in-game, just a couple of small things here and there that I think he could have done better to help him secure the qualifier. So I know a lot of you guys probably struggle with these same concepts, so I hope you learn a lot from this video, and leave a reply down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.
And like sometimes thinking about those little things, I feel like I guess this will be a good example of this. Like these gameplays, like I don't know if I was maybe messing up going for the kill on the 8th all those times. You know, I don't know.
Well, I would agree with you that like those little things that you're getting tight about, they're valid, you know. And where I get frustrated with other players and where I've gotten frustrated with teammates in the past, where I'm like, I just don't want to play with you or whatever.
You know what? That's not the reason we lost the fight. And
yeah, and it's like 100.
You weren't supposed to be there. I agree with what you're saying, but you weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. No, like there are everyone wants to focus on like, oh, like what lost us the fight as opposed to what lost us the game, because it's like if you clear out like
that's a good phrase. I like that.
Like
what lost us the fight versus what lost us the game. I like that a lot. I'm gonna steal that.
So, and the reason why I say that is because, you know, what is the goal of Fortnite at the end of the day? Is to survive as long as you can and to win the game. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So
not win the fight. I like that a lot.
Exactly. So we have to start looking at the game from a broader perspective and say, okay, number one, was that a good fight for us to take? If we lost it, I would say probably 6 to 7 times out of 10, it wasn't. You were in a bad position. Like you shouldn't have been taking the fight in the first place, and you either messed up, and you probably messed up a timing earlier on when you were looting or something like that, especially if it's like a first or second zone fight. So with that in mind,
the timing on the looting, like you're saying, like it's not as big in Fortnite because you can build, but in PUBG, seconds is everything.
Yeah, no, literally.
Seconds behind on the timing, we would have been 8 seconds farther ahead.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have been on our ass.
Exactly. You know? We wouldn't have even crossed their path. Exactly.
Yep. I just hold walls till next zone.
Yep, we're just full chilling right here.
I know there's a bunch of kids under me, so I don't want to be first and like get shot in my back.
Nah, I think this is where like I don't think that's the right thought process for this rotate here.
I usually I'll go first if I hear other Spider-Men. Like I heard a bunch of footsteps around me and I was just like nervous to move. Because like I wanted to get on the when I go 50-50 zones, in solos, I go center 50-50. That's always my goal. So I want it to be on the edge of the second hill in front of me.
Oh, so you want it to get all the way here?
Yeah, just so I'm the center 50-50.
You gotta play these zones. Like you take what you can get. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and so okay.
So the only time you're gonna get
one game being too greedy.
The only time you're gonna get center zone here is if you pull it. Okay, like that's what we need to start thinking. I know it's just not in pad meta. It was possible because you could pad late even on a max distance, and you could glide in and get center zone. But because
I think I'm kind of wasting my grapplers and risking exposure going that far.
Yeah, because what's going to end up happening is you already have kids that are based up here, and if you go too late, they're all just going to be looking at you and holding you. So really what I think you need to recognize on this rotate here, once the zone pops, the first question you need to ask is, okay, where am I in relation to every other player around me? So, and what that means is
maybe like get on top of Liquid 23 instead, right?
Right.
Like base up on him.
Yeah, you could get above him. Yeah, you could work in to get above him. You could go a little bit to the left and be like based on the side of the hill if you don't want to waste like the extra materials to get above him.
I only have to use like one grappler to get there instead of me using 3 or 4 to get to the spot I want.
Yeah, right? And especially if you go insta as well. Like what you need. The reason why I would say like go insta is Liquid's not looking at you. He's like looking for his rotate insta. So we could
But why would he move if he's in?
Because he's prioritizing center. Like he's just dumb.
Yeah. He got shot for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he's buried.
Exactly.
They're all going to that spot. Oh my god.
So also, I want to stress another thing. Like, for a max distance first moving for you is not going to be as detrimental as it is for somebody without grappler. So,
Agreed.
and that's the
Right.
that's the risk of going to edge 50, right? Is you can either pull
Center 50s if I don't have grappler, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the risk of going to edge, right? Like you can either pull first moving, or you can not pull. Yeah, or you can pull max. So, but again, like I said, with grappler, it's pretty easy. You just wrap to dead side, you grappler ahead, and then just hold.
So for my theory so that was dumb. I should have just grappled on top of them because they're not even looking at me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Those guys.
Well, you could. So
what
I wanted to say back here, and I kind of got like sidetracked, was that like once you see this zone pull, again, where am I in relation to everyone else? I'm above.
First.
Exactly. You're first in line, except for Liquid. Liquid is technically speaking first, and what you can do in game is like you can peek out your cone and you can mark his base to see if he's fully in zone or not. If he's not,
he wasn't.
Yeah. If he's not, then he's probably gonna have to like plan out his rotate. You can use that to your advantage. Say, okay, this kid's probably not gonna be looking at me, and just start running, and then block your back from the other players, and then once you see him move, okay, we can just go up on top of his base and get in zone, be in a nice elevated position to start like looking for tags and stuff, and then or you can turn around and look to hold everyone that's coming in behind you.
Hold'em's probably the best bet.
Though I would say in this position you might actually want to come down here, especially with this. This is a little bit more nuanced, right? Because you have like the valley and stuff, so you have like direction to move, so you're not fully buried if you go down. But you want to be in a lower position here to try to look for like a refresh here so that you're near max materials.
Even when we're below that mountain, I'm still like 7 layers up.
Correct.
From the ground.
Correct.
No.
Correct.
Okay.
And a lot of these guys are probably just going to try to play this edge and try to get and use the same theory that I'm kind of like teaching to you now to try to just get to the edge of the zone. So what you can do is you can kind of position. Although with this base, it makes it a little bit harder. Maybe go like here and like wait for them to come in, and like you can try to like if someone tries to go above you, that you could like try to drop them down and like catch them and get a refresh. You know, there's multiple. We can talk later on, like into the end game about how to pick up refreshes, because I'm sure like that's probably going to be the main theme of what we end up talking about today. But there's several different ways that you can look for refreshes, but the main thing that you want to be focused on here is like trying to get one so that you can go into this end game with max materials and a max grappler or a near max grappler.
All right.
So we'll watch.
All right. So. All right. I'm just trying to like type a lot of the things you're saying.
I know, and I'm talking kind of fast, so if you need a second, just let me know.
No. You're good. You're good. I gotta move. I gotta just push my chair in a little bit, actually.
Okay.
All right. I was gonna look up, but I saw that kid right over there. I was trying to plan the rotate, like which way to go. Like I see the valley under me is free when I edited through the floor, so I know I can like I don't want to deal with the water. I never want to be on water.
So when this zone pops, one of the things that you need to do is you need to pull up your map, you need to zoom in, and you need to look at it, and you need to read the terrain. Like where? Okay, so like.
Nope, I always do that.
Okay.
I make sure to always do that, and I'm on first moving. My rule is I need two. I'm doing two, not two grapplers, but two group of grapplers. I go to the front midway through it. I wait, and now I wait for the next zone to touch it before I go. I didn't get my refresh here.
Yeah, okay.
So see how it's about to touch it? Then I go again, so now I can just land in it.
Yep, that makes sense. That's pretty much exactly how you want to play it. That's a good job there.
You know I got that from? Cam and Destiny.
Did you watch what his like solo
last season.
Okay. Yeah, I mean I was
gonna play that cone right there, but I was like, nah, like just want to reuse these hards because I don't have any hards.
Bro, like that's what kind of missed. So like Spider-Man season was when I got like my first really good, or what I consider to be a good placement. It was like with me and with me and Naya.
I know.
That's what pissed me off about him though, was because like if we had just stuck and he had let me teach him, Like, bro, we could have easily, like, by
You would take
now,
an indie.
yeah, by now, we would be able to make fucking, we would probably be making heats. Like,
Just have a mental.
especially with the
That would be
grappler.
impossible with him.
No, yeah, I know, but that's what was, like, frustrating about it, was, like, we were so fucking good together, bro.
He had the physical capabilities, just not the mental.
But the reason,
oh, this really upset me.
Okay, so let's watch this. But the reason why that upset me though was because like I figured that out literally within the first 2 in games of playing with a grappler. Like that exact strategy that you're talking about, I just didn't. I just figured everyone else knew that too. But that's what I started.
No.
That's what.
Dude, even people in this core don't do that. That's how I'm like, you guys are dog shit with the grapplers.
It's so. I don't know. Yeah, like it's so easy to me. So we're at 27 builds.
I was really gonna sit right there, and just try and get somebody. Dude, I literally panic and die here, Church. You're gonna be so fucking disappointed in me. I literally leave a kid who's med missing and die to zone and don't finish him.
At this point, though, you don't really need the hold front side. Like I'm at 15 builds. Like I'm like once I get down to probably right at this number, I'd say 15 to 20 builds. Like I'm probably not holding front side anymore. Like I'm staggering and I'm looking for a refresh. Like you're trying to do too much of like holding the front side, and then you're also like in a position. And
I still have the one grappler, so I'm like I can get ahead once right here.
Well, so
then I gotta make my stand.
This is like that diagonal zone concept. I don't know if I've like talked to you about that yet, but basically like you want to be, if you like technically if you go to one side of the zone here and it's pulling diagonal, it actually puts you backside. So like if it's pulling to the left and you go, it's pulling to the right. If you go to the left side of zone, once it starts to pull sideways, like it's gonna put you on the backside of zone.
It's gonna put, and it looks like I was in zone. Like I thought I had zone right there.
Right.
Of that.
So you need.
And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're on the right side, it's pulling right.
Yep, and that white line like tricked me. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, so you can't pay attention. So when you see the white line is like moving in a diagonal, that means that once it starts to pull, you're gonna be behind zone. If you're on the left side of zone, you would actually have a straight white line to get into zone, like this XD kid does.
Yeah, there's XD.
You see what I'm saying? And it's because
he's going straight in.
Exactly. It's pulling right. He's on the right side of zone, so therefore he's ahead. All right, so we're at
beating God at mantles right there.
Yeah, that.
Me because I know I wanted to be up high.
Yep, helped you out a bit. Now we're on 105 HP. Nice. Oh, well, you're just trying to force a refresh here, man.
Dude, watch me choke this right after, Church. It's upsetting, bro. See how I just had him weak? He's med missing, and I'm just so fucking pussy. The fact that he didn't kill me either when he was like 200 health.
Are you talking about this? Are you talking about 9R House or this other kid that jumps in on you?
No. Right after the kid jumps in. Right after that is where like I died to zone. No one kills me in this game. I died to zone.
Good. So we're back here.
Like right after that kid who jumps in, like he's med missing to the right after, and I go shoot him while he's med missing and then run away because I'm pussy. And die to zone.
Here, can you see you have this kid's back here?
I can see that they're fighting there. I can't, like, I knew he's like in front of me. I knew there was someone in front of me, 1 or 2 boxes. So like I opened the wall because I thought he was right there, but he wasn't.
That's
why I reset it.
This is where you might want to say fuck the minis, and like we're
already 43, right?
Yeah, like you have this kid's back. Yeah, exactly. You have this kid's back. I would say even before that, like you have this kid's back. Like try to get chip damage on him, or like try to force and see if you can like get information on how much HP he has, and then you can make the decision about how you want to like play out the refresh. But because it's a third party going on in front of you, like you're going to have the element of surprise, which kind of technically speaking gives you an HP advantage, right?
And another thing to your point there, we know like once I get there, I know I'm not in zone, and I know I have to go through that third party. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the fuck Fias is doing there, bro. Like, this is just opens retardation. I don't know.
But also, top 10 and up is 17 points.
Yeah, like right here.
Like, I need all of these points in my head.
Yeah. But that's where you're kind of like paralyzing yourself with fear. You're saying like, oh, I need these points. Fuck the points, bro. You have 9 materials. Right. Goal is to win the fucking game, right? So
be confident. I can just pump this kid in the face. Like,
yep.
Even though I'm weaker, like
you just you slam the cone as soon as you see that this kid is going for the refresh, like third party potential. Slap the cone down, make the peanut butter edit, line up the shot because you got his back. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah, and then you hit him with a hard ass pump.
Window or whatever.
Tom, you do this. Yep. You do this in zone wars all the time, right? So like, you like third party going on, slap the cone down, make the peanut butter edit, pump him. If you get the good pump shot, either reset and hit a window edit, or just pull the SMG out and just spray. And if you hit him hard enough with your pump, he's only 150 HP here. Granted, you don't really know that, but as a general rule, at this point in the game, like. Most people are going to be weak.
If I hit him 100 with this shit, I'd probably go in with the sub regardless.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you don't. That's what I'm saying. You don't. In order to like secure the refresh, you don't even necessarily need to go in with the gun. You can stay in your territory and just spray through his builds.
Yep. And I think that I panicked here because I saw that I had to go buy them right here, Church.
Yeah.
And this is where I ran left.
Well, also, I want to say, if you pick up the Siphon, you're 100 HP, and you can actually make a zone play. And it's not going to affect you nearly as much. And then this kid is just standing here waiting for the get in from you.
Well, I can't wait to see the health of this med mist kid when I die.
I'm just not smacking on this brick wall right here.
It wasn't mine. I just didn't want him to like open it. Like just because I couldn't rebox, I was like, I have to hit this thing. Watch me die right after there too. Or watch how I die. I wanted to refarm that tree. Look at this. My wall too, Church. And I'm like, oh no, let me just go.
No.
And I'm so dumb. Oh my god, so dumb, bro.
Yeah, you actually could have survived to keep playing that out.
And if I just pump sub that kid, I kill him. Cause that's my stare I put over him. I could have fucking split it and killed him instantly, bro. And I was just so pussy.
I just think I think this is your biggest mistake right here. You have the 9 builds like to make a new box, and instead of like establishing your own, you kind of established on somebody else's, and that
I play cheap. Yep.
Yeah. So like if you slid,
I should have went 1 forward, box the tree, refarm the tree.
That was exactly what I was about to say.
Yep.
There's always gonna like, especially if that, and that's where like reading the terrain comes into play, right?
Yeah,
it's
that
like
tree was the game saver play. Would have gave me 100 builds right there.
Yep. And you probably
wouldn't have had to take this.
You saved the HP.
He heard me smacking the wall.
Yep. You saved the HP.
Oh, had me tight, Church.
Yep.
Look at this. I just need a pump. I guess it was his metal wall. Yeah, I'm dead right here. I don't even know why I'm trying to go in.
I think maybe you thought like that wall there wasn't wall was not there or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like at this point, not gonna box here next time.
And like anytime I do my good tournaments, I only play 7 or 8 games because I get to like play all of them.
Yep.
Like I don't know my like losing like opportunity cost on some of those points. You know what I mean?
No, I mean theoretically, if you can get to all of the end games, like that's the way you want to play it, right? Like end game is where the most point potential is. You just have to play end game better.
Remy was saying I throw some games just to try and get 10 out. There's more points per game or less points per game, but I don't know how I felt about that.
I think you try. I think you
end game, focus on terrain, and make priority to box natural mats.
Natural materials, and then also like literally just put in there, make sure that you do not box on somebody else's wall. Because that's it. Like it's a very easy third party.
No boxing on others' wall. It's always the third movement. Because like I never have to go down to a low level on second. The second moving, I just stay high, don't even move, shoot anyone. This third always fucks me. Oh god, just one ahead, and I get all that. Oh my god. And if I'm one ahead, I can probably edit my side while I pump this wrecked baby kid.
Yep. Well, so I also think right here this is a really greedy play. Like I think this is a panic play. You're like, I'm 41 HP. You gotta recognize, like in these end games, bro, there's always old builds to rat. Always.
Oh my god, there's mats right there in front of me.
Yeah, exactly. And this this is where if you just survive a lot of times, like you can.
I would be in that box that Vince is in. That's the tree box right there, and I probably could have seen it.
You would have seen those mats, but even then, like if you're not getting greedy going for this play, like you drop out like left here, maybe tank
on the bottom and creep on the bottom, right around the left side.
Yeah, and then you can get ahead to this, and you can kind of like rat this a little bit, and then like get ahead here, smack through the brick,
break it,
or
mantle up.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a bit difficult, like, without any materials, because it's playing through, like, a valley here. Yeah, but, yeah, exactly, exactly.
God, so. Nobody was on height either. See, it's like when I get to that third moving top 10, like, I just see the points just exponentially rising, and I just start to panic every time.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't panic, man. Alright guys, so that was the video on how to position yourself for refreshes. I mainly focused the first game because I felt like I was in a really good flow. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Please leave a comment below about anything that you might have picked up from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.